Guys, welcome back to Weird Screen Tales. I'm Craig Langley, and today I hope you all had a wonderful Valentine's Day weekend with your loved one. I did. And because of that, I want to talk about The Crush with Alicia Silverstone. What a perfect Valentine's movie for a channel like this. Now, before we get to that, though, we have to set some context for this movie and why it's important today. We all love Sydney Sweeney today. She's a new it girl, like Alicia Silverstone was in the 90s. But the question is why? In my opinion, it's because she embraces her sexuality. Sex is a natural part of life. And it seems like since the Me Too movement started a dozen years ago, sex has been banned in Hollywood. You can see this. It's like every actress decries that they were a sexual being, even though it made their career. Hello, Scarlett Johansson. And Sydney Sweeney embraces the male gaze. She's like, yes, I'm a good-looking girl. I want people to look at me. Every good-looking girl wants a guy to look at her. They're full of it. But it seems like Hollywood today is run by Cotton Mather-style Protestant Puritans from the Plymouth colony. Seriously, boobs are bad in Hollywood today. It wasn't always like that. This is especially true in the 90s. You had thrillers like Sliver and Jade, which is very underrated, Disclosure. These all exploded in the 90s after the major success of Basic Instinct. And one of my favorites at the time, because I was about the same age, it's a perfect age for me, was The Crush. Now, The Crush stars Alicia Silverstone, Carrie Elwes, Kurtwood Smith, Jennifer Rubins. It's about a guy played by Carrie Elwes as a young, late 20s journalist, gets a new job at a magazine, and he needs to find an apartment. He finds one above a garage in this local suburban home in California, owned by Kurtwood Smith. And his daughter, Adrian, is played by Alicia Silverstone, and she develops an obsessive crush on him. That's the story. Now, Alicia Silverstone was the it girl in the 90s. We all remember her from Clueless. And she rightfully did. She killed that role. But she was the Aerosmith music video girl. She did so much in that decade. And this was her film debut, and it really set her career. She is so tantalizing in this movie. And it feels weird saying that today, but I don't care. I'm a few years younger than her, and it was the perfect time. She exudes sexuality. You can see in the movie Carrie Elwes' character, who is a cigar-smoking journalist, hence the cigar. He doesn't take the flirtation too seriously. He's playing along, but he realizes she's really, really obsessively following him, to the point it's getting really creepy and dangerous. And Silverstone's acting throughout the movie just epitomizes that. She gets worse and worse and worse. Not in terms of her acting, but in terms of the obsessiveness towards Nick. To a point where one of Nick's colleagues, played by Jennifer Rubins, who's unjustly forgotten, warns him, you got to cut this off. It's not good. This is going to get dangerous. And he doesn't listen at first. He thinks it's just a game. He's just stupid 20-something. Aren't we all stupid 20-somethings, guys? Seriously, at that time. Until it gets too much. Now, what comes to Carrie Elwes, a lot of people don't like Carrie Elwes. They think he's over-exaggerating, he's a bad actor. I love his acting. I'm just going to say it. I love Carrie Elwes as an actor. Why? Because he's expressive. Is it natural? No, but natural is boring. For everybody today, natural just means Marlon Sando style, mumbling nonchalantly, like you don't really care that you General Kurtz. Like, that's all Marlon Brando did, and it's like the style of acting. But Carrie Elwes is expressive as he's on the stage. Now, as the script unfolds, he gets more sexual. She gets more sexual towards him. He tries to pull back to the point where she's coming to his work and introducing something. And it's just dangerous for him. And the character of the father, played by Kurtwood Smith, famously Red Foreman from that 70s show, really tries to put his foot in his ass later on. If you see what I did there, you know. But yeah. So that's how the script unfolds, with him just going, and there's some tantalizing scenes in this. Like, when he first notices her, he's looking through the blinds of his garage apartment, and she's sunbathing in a bathing suit. It's a one piece, but still, for a girl like that, it's very sexual. And then later, and there's a scene where he sneaks in to try to find stuff about her, see what's really going on. She knows he hides in the closet when he hears her coming, and she undresses in front of him. You see the body double. It wasn't really, it was just some body through the blinds, and it's just like, oof. So yeah, everybody just does a wonderful job in this movie. I know people criticize the script for being a little formulaic, but you can't really do something too much. You can't have extreme nudity with a teenage actress like Alicia Silverstone in that role. Alicia Silverstone, excuse me, in that role. You can't get too graphically violent because even then it would be obscene for him to be graphically violent towards a teenage girl. So I think it hits just the right amount of both in the script. Again, Kira Elwes, Jennifer Rubens, Kurtman Smith, they all do a great job. And there are some scenes where your skin just crawls or you just feel pain. Like there's a scene in the movie where Adrian, who knows a lot about bees, and she hurts Jennifer Rubens' character, his coworker, after she finds out they're sleeping together. She's in her dark room in her garage and locks the door, obviously, and she puts a bunch of bees in there. And you're just like, oh, anybody's been stung by a bee, you just crawl, you just shiver at that scene. And at the end, she gets more and more obsessive. To where she's banging a knife and making lemonade. But when I got the scar, there's a great scene where she sneaks into an apartment and just races all his dad on a big store he's working on. So, and it's just great editing. He's just there smoking a cigar, typing. And she's obsessively calling him. And anybody remember an old-fashioned instrument? And the numbers just dialing up 10, 15, 55, 78, 100. And he's just just ignoring her, cutting back and forth. She's getting more and more frustrated on the phone. This movie really is a throwback. And that's part of the charm. I just watched it recently with my wife, who's about my age, and we haven't seen it in decades. That kind of sexual thriller, it's just such a lost art today. You don't make it anymore. I mean, you could say Showgirls killed it. The guy really kicked it off, Paul Verhoeven, with Basic Instinct, kind of killed it with Showgirls. But there's just something about that throws back to the time in the 90s before everybody was so sensitive about everything. TNA was not a thing, and it's kind of like, and it also throw back today, towards the end, there's a false accusation against Nick by Adrian for rape. And it's like, oh, this is kind of the pre-Me Too movement movie of the 90s. It kind of predicted it. Hello, Amber Heard. Thank God this channel isn't monetized yet. So yeah, if you want a good throwback thriller with just not naturalistic acting, either from Kira Elwes or Alicia Silverstone, but emotional one where you get the frustration. Nick, you can see the stress and frustration. He's way over his head. He doesn't know what to do. And just the obsessiveness of the girl played by Alicia Silverstone. It's a great, sexy thriller. Check it out. It's a lost art today. And I'm going to finally say, to help this channel, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time on Weird Screen Tales. Remember, he who controls the imagination controls the world.